Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at 3/4 Designs, I have Twilight ink 8x8 paper pack. Absolutely gorgeous papers. You guys made a gorgeous card like this one, and you just open it up there. Great place to sign your card to a friend. This is our giveaway card for this episode, so if you stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer can win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, so let's take a look at this. You're getting 12 double-sided 8x8 papers, 2 sheets of die cuts. That's actually something new that 3/4 Designs has been doing. And then you're getting 1 page of cutout tags. All right, so here's your page from back cover of the cutout tags. Really gorgeous, beautiful. And then here are your 2 sheets of die cuts. These are really nice. They are really good quality. I like the weight of the cardstock, and the die cut is really nice on register. It looks really good when you punch it out. Really cute. I love the little circles. All the little leaves came in handy with the little flowers. And the little deer with the, what is that, chinoiserie, I think, and all the books. And you get the little mushroom, which is so cute, adorable. And then beautiful. I love the navy blue line art on this. You're going to be seeing a lot of that, and it is absolutely gorgeous with these beautiful flowers, lots of gorgeous peonies, script writing, butterflies. And then we turn this over. It's got this nice green background. Okay, and then you're getting the chest of drawers, more line art here, and then just peeking in off the sides, which is so nice. With the flowers. It's so nice to be able to lay that down on a card and have this on your edge. I love the combination of the blue tapestry and then the tan polka dots. And that same blue, kind of a green, actually, color again. And then a tapestry that just goes into a navy blue, the bird cage, the flowers. Here you've got that blue line art again. And then you've got some tapestry on the back. This is also a shade of green, kind of an olive green. Okay, here's that line art again, the tapestry going into the navy blue. It's like a perfume bottle right here. And then that same color, that same pattern with the olive green. More of the navy line art, and you've got this beautiful border, like the text is right here. And then on the back, you've got this tan polka dot here. And then we've got a lantern, which is so cool. And then up here, a little bug flying. And then you've got the text going down into this gray, kind of splattered right here. But with your stack of books and your flowers, turn this over. It's that same background print that we had before, which is really nice if you're doing a little page. And then the teapot and the flowers here. And then I think that's a mailbox peeking out. And then the all over navy. And then you've got this beautiful base or container of some kind. And then the bugs and the flowers and the butterflies and that navy once again. And then you've got this is a cool little tree stump with the flowers and wildflowers growing around it. The corner embellishment with the butterflies, green. And then I love this one with the mushroom and the tree extending up. And then the corner and the green. And then this fantastic door. And then little embellishment here and this border along the bottom. You've got your line art in the navy again. Background, kind of a gray tan with some navy on it. And then this one, the last one, look at the mushroom pieces. Your little tree stump, and then the flowers, and then this fantastic border. Okay, so let's jump right in. This is my 5 by 6.5 inch card, and on this one, you guys, this is our giveaway card, as I mentioned in the opening. I'm going to tell you about the card, and then stick around to the end, because I'm going to tell you how we give away a card 3 days a week, every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday videos, okay? And this is the one. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and cut 2.5 inches away from the card front only. Okay, so it's 5 inches wide. You're just cutting half of your card away. Then I took 1/2 of these beautiful navy papers and then just glued it to my card front. And then after I did that, I used the corner rounder punch on these corners and this corner as well. All right, and then I just went ahead and grabbed another piece. This is actually a scrap from one of the other cards I was making, and it measures, do this, open this whole thing up. So the whole thing is 3.5 inches wide by 3 inches, okay? And then I scored it at 1/2 inch so that, and if it really just sort of depends on how wide your card is. So this is a 5-inch wide card. I wanted it to overlap on this side. So I wanted it to stretch across this 2.5 inch wide blank spot, stretch across, glued the 1/2 inch on the back. Should mention I did ink the edges with Prussian blue ink first and a little applicator tool, okay? Then glued that here, and then I wanted something to just tuck under there. So I took one of the little die cut butterflies right here and then just foam taped that right there. And then I added sending smiles, go, little greetings, and they come in all of these colors in one pack: white, black, silver, and gold. I used the silver. And then I wanted to use these silver pearl oval border dazzle stickers. I love these oval borders. They just look like jewelry, okay? They're just beautiful and delicate with a circle, oval pattern. And then I added just little bits of that to the butterfly centers, okay? And then when you open this up, I added just a scrap of this navy blue background, just tiny little like 1/8 inch strip of it went down the side right here, and then added the silver dazzles to the, just to create a kind of a flashy border. And then I just took my little scissors and I trimmed it with that rounded edge. Okay, and then when you open this up, I needed another scrap over here and then added a dazzle sticker there. Here's one of the cutout tags. And then I literally took another scrap. I wanted something to kind of like write on that would hide behind here. And this piece was hidden behind here. The tag I knew would be hidden, but I wanted something just slightly narrower that would fit under here. So it's actually the other part of this paper with the polka dots on it. Inked the edges of both of those. Rounded the edges, well, these were already rounded. Rounded these edges with that same punch. And then just glued this one and this one, just making sure it would be covered, okay? And then you'll see all these little hearts and things. There's a heart right here, and that is from the same dazzle sticker sheet with the sending smiles. There's little hearts and flowers on here. And then, yeah, just an easy card to put together, but it kind of looks like there's a lot going on with all the like pop-ups and folds and stuff, but very, very simple. Okay, where did I put my other card? I guess I didn't. Oh, here we go. Sorry, talking to myself a little bit. All right, so this one, 6.5 by 5 inches. This one was really simple. I just took one of the background papers with, I loved that lantern, and then this beautiful line art. I was like, I want to feature that. The books, we had to do that. So the first thing I did is I cut it just slightly smaller than my 6.5 by 5 inch card. Inked the edges with the Prussian blue. This Prussian blue was a great match for this kit. Then I glued some white jewel border dazzle stickers, added those along the top and the bottom, okay? Then I glued this to the card center. Then I added a brown script greeting dazzles for my greeting here. And there, with that, you get 3 different sheets of script greetings, which is really nice, and they all come in one package. So I just wanted a little simple hello to add there. And then I wanted to use another one of these tags, and the tags has books on it as well. It's like the same image here, but I went ahead and glued that to the right side, and then I took 1, 2, 3 of the cutouts, and I inked the edges of those as well with the Prussian blue using my little applicator tool, and then I glued the bow to the top of the tag, and then I foam taped these two. So foam taped the stack of books and foam taped the little inkwell right there. And I feel like everything just kind of went together really nicely. All right, so this one, 5 by 6.5 inch card, and I did another little cutaway. So this one has a little flap on it like that. So I cut away 4 inches, okay? So now we've got our little 2-inch tall flap right here from the card front. And to do that, I just went over this way at 2 inches tall, and then I just went and cut away the along the fold on this. Then, you guys, I knew I wanted to use that fantastic paper. Not only did it have the adorable little mushroom on it, let's dig up this paper. Here we go. So not only did it have that cute little mushroom, I knew I wanted to feature this tree. Okay, so what I did was I took my paper and I cut it just slightly smaller than my little 2-inch wide flap right here, inked the edges of that and glued that to the card front. And then I had, as you can see, like that much of the tree left. So then I opened the card, and I wanted to have it extend down below the card flap just a little bit. So I went down just a little bit and then cut this smaller than the card top right there, inked the edges and glued that in. So when you shut it, it looks seamless. It looks like it's the same part of the tree, but you're actually missing a little chunk of it down there. Then I added right across the bottom and right across the top and the bottom here. So we have our white Jewel Dazzle stickers, and then added some greetings, thinking of you. One of those little tags, I foam taped that right here. And then the greetings are from inside, outside, or card inside, outside primary Dazzle stickers. And the way these work is we give you 2 greetings that work together. Okay, so one for the inside of the card, one for the outside of the card. So, you know, the more the candles, the bigger the wish, and then there's happy birthday. Then there's sending warm thoughts, and there's thinking of you. So you can use them individually, but you can also use them inside, outside. Primary colors, yes, we know that's red, blue, and yellow. And you get all those, but here we go. But we also felt like you needed brown, black, and green because we just had to put them in there. So that's what that's about. So I used the green ones right here. And then there's also little butterflies on that pack. So I added those. Here's the inside part, sending warm thoughts. These 2 are little punch outs. So I inked the edges of those, the Prussian blue, added some of those little green butterfly dazzles. And this one got glued and this one got foam taped with a little pop-up on there. And then I just took a scrap of paper and glued it to this side because I just wanted to have a nice little place for you to write a message in your card. But I wanted some decoration here, and then added some scraps of some white jewel border dazzles there with another one of those green butterflies. So yeah, also easy card, but you know, looks like you put a lot of thought into that one because it has a flap. Okay. So finally, oh, I forgot to mention, my favorite gingham, had to add the navy blue gingham at the top. That's from our gingham ribbon collection. Finally here. Okay, this is a tent fold slimline card. I love working with these because I love all the space that you get to play on. So the first thing I did was took some of that navy background, okay, from the paper pack, and I just cut it slightly smaller than so the card is about 3 7/8, okay, it's almost 4 inches, and then 8 1/4 inches long. So I just cut that paper slightly smaller, and then cut another just strip that's right here. It's kind of a gray blue strip, and that is 1 5/8 inch wide. And that was just something that it was a scrap that I had left over, and I inked the edges of both of those using a little brown ink, a little cocoa bean ink. Okay, and then this piece right here, this one, I wanted that floral border, had to use that. So it's 2 1/2 inches wide and then 7 inches long, okay? And inked the edges of that as well and put that on. So we've got 1, 2, 3 layers, intentional layers that kind of have different widths, different lengths on them, and sort of have a stacked look about them, okay? And then added one of these, my favorite little 3 1/2 inch craft paper doilies, inked the edges of that with that brown ink, and then glued that to the center. Using one of these little bottles is really helpful with the doily. You don't need very much glue, okay? So you just want to put a dot of glue in each one of those scallops and then 1 or 2 dots on the center and attach that. This is a little scrap of the green paper that I had left over, and I just cut it with a little dovetail notch on it. Added the birthday dazzle stickers. So these I love. They come in brown, white, and gold. And they have all kinds of birthday wishes on there. So I added the large white birthday here, and then the wishes fit right on that, and I foam taped that on there using our giant wheel of foam tape. If you've been watching a while, you know Debbie and I love this wheel. It's 150 feet or 50 yards, 1/2 inch wide continuous foam tape. It's what we use for design, and pop that right there, and then glued this flower. Oh, sorry, first added another white jewel border dazzle sticker right there. I did have to cut it in the middle because it's not this long. Just like, oh, it is that long. But I ended up like piecing it anyway. And then glued this flower, glued the leaves, and then foam taped this one on top. And there we go. All right, you guys, super gorgeous collection, okay? It's, you know, blue and white, everything is so popular right now that I feel like this collection is just right on trend color-wise. So definitely put this one in your bag and your shopping basket, and don't wait too long. I think this one's going to be a great seller. So yeah, fantastic money saver right there on the right hand side of the screen. If you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page at paperwishes.com, if you're watching us on YouTube, just look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that will take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page where you can find the money saver. Down below the video are full color photos of the cards, and then below that are all the supplies we used to make the cards. If you're looking for, you know, a dazzle sticker or an ink pad, they're all there. So let me now tell you about our card giveaway. We love to do a card giveaway over on our YouTube channel, which is called My Paper Wishes. So if you're watching us on our paperwishes.com channel, just hop on over to YouTube. You can search My Paper Wishes. We ask that you subscribe, like this video with a thumbs up, and leave us a comment. And then after about a week, we'll reply, congratulations, YouTube username blank. Okay, we'll announce it by the username. So if you don't know your username, just go back and read your comment. It is labeled with your username. And then we give them instructions on how to claim their card, reaching out and emailing us about that. So we do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday videos. Okay, so if you want to participate, you have to do the individual videos. And it's a good idea to hit the notification bell on YouTube so that you know when we're announcing our card winner or when we're dropping a new video. Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys. I had so much fun playing with this blue collection. It was absolutely gorgeous. Don't forget that money saver, and I'll see you in the next one.